I saw on Spotify, you got one song that has 1 million streams, which is a tough number to hit as an independent artist.
It's like a lot of trial and error. Like a lot of like, okay, this is either gonna waste so much time and possibly money, or we could just sit here and just not do anything and not try. Really frequently, I'd say like maybe once a week we're doing shows there. And kind of just pack out like a little either a warehouse or like a studio loft apartment in the middle of downtown.
About 100,000 plus followers on Instagram, and then your account got snatched, which has happened to other friends of mine before. And now on Instagram, you're back to around 40,000, which is, if you can like go back to 40,000 on a new account, clearly a little something about building a social media following,
finding what works, changing a little bit, posting more, changing it, posting more. It's like super key.
Yeah.
That's how I got to understand, like, okay, I think they want super personal, authentic, like see through me kind of thing. If you can come to a show and forget about the problems you have, or somebody made you feel some type of way today, I want to be the person that tells them, I've been there, I get it, you're not crazy, stick around. Oh, another thing, go to here's some game.
They're good at that shit, where I talk to musicians about what they're doing really well. My guest today has amassed millions of streams across platforms. Goner, what's going on, bro?
What's up, bro?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, dude. Thank you so much for having me, man. Truly a pleasure. All your other podcasts and all your other interviews, dude, so fucking dope. Like, killing it. Keep at it, dude. Thank you for having me. I'm honored once again, so hyped to get into it.
Thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate all that.
Of course.
So yeah, let's talk about the streams. I know I saw on Spotify, you got one song that has 1 million streams, which is a tough number to hit as an independent artist trying to figure it out here. So what were some of the things that you did to kind of help get your streams up?
Yeah, for sure, dude. That's a good question. I mean, I feel like, especially like musicians, like the marketing is like part of your job, and as much as we hate it and like don't want to do that part, like we have to. But that song I dropped right after moving actually back to California, because I was living in Florida with my parents for a while, and then I moved back here. Long story short, that song I started playing at like some of the first like live shows that I was doing. Like, for example, it was like, one thing was downtown called 4815 with Death Proof and NASCAR Aloe, like a bunch of underground artists that like had like a cult following, but it was so like a show that if you knew it was happening and you knew about it, then like you knew, but if you didn't, there was not much promo like flying around, because it would get shut down like that,
Right.
So I really started playing that song like really frequently. I'd say like maybe once a week we're doing shows there. And kind of just pack out like a little either a warehouse or like a studio loft apartment in the middle of downtown. And I think that really gave it traction, just like the live show hype, and then also just really hammering it on like Instagram and like I'm trying to think where else, dude, like YouTube even. Back when that song came out, a big thing that was like popular was like anime music videos, which I'm sure is still popular, but back then that was like a thing that like, okay, let's this page has X amount of subscribers and they post music from independent artists. You can submit your music and they'll put it behind a music video, like an anime music video. So there's been like quite a few of those that have like a few 100,000 on YouTube too. So like they've definitely helped. So I definitely owe them a lot. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there was a couple things you said in there. I think one, the consistency of playing live and playing it. You said you were playing like once a week. So I mean, I think that is like a really cool thing.
Thanks, man.
And that definitely can help when you're doing anything like consistently. That can definitely help.
Absolutely.
Drive streams.
Yeah, I think that the live performance thing, of course, in this like day and age, you don't really have to do live performances as artists. Like you really don't. But I think especially that style of music and like me as a person, like I like doing live shows. It's like that connection to feel like, oh shit, you actually like this. Let me like, I feed off that, when you're alone in your room or you're alone in your studio, like you don't feel that kind of energy. Like you could see it online, but it's not the same. And so I think live shows really give it that extra like atmosphere, almost like a world building thing, where it's like, okay, like, you go to a live show and you see a song and that song hits you like some type of way. You remember that feeling for as long as you hear that song again, you know, and it keeps coming back. So I think that really does feed into it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I mean, in my experience too, I feel like people, when they have met you too, it kind of just gives it another, it takes it to another level.
Yeah, it's more personal.
It's like, exactly, because they're listening to it and they're like, oh, I know this dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then like, you know, and I've heard people that I've met through different gigs or whatever, and then they're like, oh, yo, this is the homie Broadway B. You got to check him out. You know what I mean? And so it's like
word of mouth, bro.
That
so
personal
important.
connection is key, I think.
Yes, I agree, dude. Word of mouth is like extremely important. Like, there's a bunch of artists I never would have heard about ever. Like, if somebody wasn't like, yo, check this out. Like, even my homie Aaron that's here, like, he's like, yo, put me onto some shit, like, and I'll find it, and then I'll be like, yo, I'll replay it for the next month. I'll just be like, yo, keep going back to it, because it's, you know, it's just word of mouth, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is.
So with the anime thing, was that something, were you reaching out to people to get these videos done, or was it just something that people just kind of started doing? And...
that's a good question. When it started, it was like, okay, so you find a page and they upload, you know, whatever songs. You're like, okay, the genre is kind of similar. Do they have a submission thing? Do they have a link somewhere, or Google Drive document that has a submission form, or even an email? Like, that's as far as you need is an email. But in some way, you're submitting a song, right? So in the very beginning, it was, let's find some pages and then let's submit the songs to the pages. And then once we're like, okay, you know, this has traction, you know, maybe we'll post one, right? And they'll have like 300,000, 400,000. And then more pages will pick that up and just post it without you even sending it to them, and not even you knowing who they are, because it did good on another page. So then you have like 10 others branching out, and then like, okay, maybe like 500 views, 1,000 views, whatever. But that's like, you know, it just keeps trickling down. And like, even to this day, like those videos or those songs that are in those videos will have new ones pop up. Like, I think I saw one like last week I think it was actually the song like Know Me. It was one that has like a few mil, or mil 1.2. But like that, I just saw a new video pop up, and it was like a new anime edit to it, and I was like, oh, this is dope. Like, hell yeah, keep it going, bro.
Hell yeah. So I mean, that's cool. So you get one or two to go, and then you know, from there, just kind of others pick it up, and
which is like something kind of that you see now with Instagram, like the reels, and even TikTok too. Like, same vibe. YouTube was just that first platform that we happened to be like, okay, that's how that works, you know? But,
and I think the same thing with like Spotify playlists too. You get on, you know, a couple big playlists or whatever, and then others will start to pick it up, and people just add it to their personal playlist for their, you know, gym playlist or whatever, you know, so they can put it on and vibe to it.
Exactly, dude.
Any other strategies that you've picked up along the way in terms of like building those streams up?
Bro, I feel like we it's like a lot of trial and error. Like a lot of like, okay, this is either gonna waste so much time and possibly money, or, you know, we could just sit here and just not do anything and not try. You know, but which is like a big thing with artists right now, dude. Like, even myself, I have to like be like, okay, you have to make content, or you have to do some sort of marketing, even if you don't want to. It's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to wake up and make a TikTok. You know? My manager is like, dude, get onto it. Because like, if you don't, then you're just like, you know, it's one of those things where you got to get with the times, you know? And it's a learning curve for sure. But I think right now a big focus in terms of marketing is just kind of showing people, like, something I've noticed recently, I think very recently, is people want to have some sort of, not even inspiration, but like a motivational thing. Like, I relate to this, and I have similar goals and dreams, or, you know, I want to be an artist and I want to do shows or whatever. If they see somebody doing it, that also translates like, yo, don't stop doing it. Like, keep at it, keep trying. Because like, I was also in that position where I never thought one person would care at all, ever. And then next thing you know, it's like, here I am 5 years later doing sold out shows, and I'm like, what happened? You know, like what? And for me, I think marketing right now is a lot of just super personal, very like authentic, not even like paying people to promote stuff. It's me just being like, this is what I did and this is what I'm doing, and I did it because I wanted to, and people told me it was crazy, and now I'm doing stuff like, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but like it's like now I'm doing the stuff that like I never would have ever dreamed of or thought that it was possible.
Yeah.
And this other dude and this other guy and this girl and whoever can do the exact same thing if they just don't stop, you know? Yeah. So that's like a big thing with me right now, is just showing people like, yo, keep at it, keep doing it, you know?
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, it's like you can either, and I think we do get scared of spending or quote unquote, wasting time or wasting money.
Yeah.
But it's like you do that and you try to figure something out that does work, or you do nothing. And so it's like, I'd rather spend the time and the money to try to figure out something, even if, like, I feel like nothing is a quote unquote waste if you're putting it towards your passion. And because you also, even in the wastes, like, you learn something. You learn, okay, maybe this didn't work. Maybe if we adjust this or do this, try this a little differently next time. You know, I always say, like, even in a bad show, if I have a bad performance, I feel like it's still an opportunity for me to learn and get better, because then I can, let's say I'm like struggling on the keys one night or something, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and practice that. And like, so next time I'm like solid.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, no, I feel like that's like super key.
Yeah, it's all A and B, figuring out like what's working, what's not, you know. And if it works a little bit, figure out how to make it work better. You know?
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
You know?
No, I think I was having this conversation not too long ago with somebody in terms of like, you know, social media videos, and I think, you know, she was looking for some, you know, huge spike in social media. I'm like, no, like, if this one does a little better, maybe you like say, okay, cool, like, look at that, and then do that again, and then see if you can get even just a little better and a little better than that, and then just kind of like see what's working a little bit to try to, like, you know, hone in on that and fine tune.
Exactly,
dude.
Know? Like it's exactly that. It's figuring out what the algorithm and all that, and the, you know, the way it works is a big thing and like a big factor we just don't have any control over, and like, you know, it is what it is. Like you'll post a video you go work your ass off on and it does nothing. You know, I've been there, completely understand. You know, you spend, it doesn't matter how much time you spend on something, if it doesn't pick up, it doesn't pick up. But I think, like, back to what you were saying about where posting something and then taking it and then revising it and kind of building it up further and further, and that's something that I've been doing too, in terms of like just the content in general. Like, you know, like that's how I got to understand, like, okay, I think they want super personal, authentic, like see through me kind of thing, where it's like, I can post like, here's my song that I made, and nobody's be like, okay, like, that's cool, but like, how does it relate to a bigger demographic? Because yes, I'm making music for the people that already support it, but I'm also, of course, trying to grow. Right. So how can I hit that too, you know? And it's like, I think the inspiration thing goes for both ends, where it's like, if you've been here for years, or you've been here for however long, and you've listened to the music and gone to shows and you know what it's about, then me talking about how you can do it too, or like my process through it, is only giving them more insight into what they've already seen. Yeah. So like, I'm kind of playing both ends on that. And then like, even for TikTok is a little bit different, but slightly the same. Like, I've kind of noticed that they really love like cover songs. They love live performance of cover songs. Like, I had posted a video 2 days ago, and it was like, I did a Taylor Swift cover. I had like a punk emo show. And I was like super surprised, because it's doing well, and even Taylor Swift fans are like commenting on it, like how much they love it, and how like they feel like the performance and the way that the vibe is like perfect, and like perfectly what's the word for it, interpolated, and changed right. Nice. And I was like surprised. I was like, okay, bet, like, because either you're gonna hate it, or you're gonna be like, okay, you know, it's a Taylor Swift song, and like he's trying to make it his own, but I'm not trying to do that. And so it's like, it sounds completely different, and it's like slowed down and like a piano and all that shit. And I started kind of taking what I knew they liked, and then finding more performances of me doing that, and posting that again. And now it's just like, they're flowing off each other. Both videos are like, I'll see somebody comment on one, and like an hour later, I'll see them comment on the other one too. Oh, wow. And then, so I feel like that, what you're saying about finding what works, changing a little bit, posting more, changing it, posting more, it's like super key.
Yeah, I wanted to get into social media strategy some with you too, because I know, you were telling me before that you had about 100,000 plus followers on Instagram, and then your account got snatched, which has happened to other friends of mine before, and now on Instagram you're back to around 40,000, which is, if you can like go back to 40,000 on a new account, like that's crazy to me. After you already had 100,000 that got snatched, so clearly a little something about building a social media following. So how have you been able to do that?
Man, I feel like I'm gonna sound repetitive with this, but it's like same thing again, dude. Trial and error, figuring out like what the hell they want. And because it's like, for me, it's like you're providing a product, dude. Like you're providing something, it has to be tangible. If you're posting stuff that you just want to post, like that's great. But at the same time, if you want it to like really snowball, you gotta look into it a little further. So in terms of like the Instagram stuff, when that happened, it was a big hit. It was like, because I started that page, I was a photographer when I started that page.
Okay.
And I was working for Ultra Music Festival. I think I saw the Chainsmokers play like main stage, and we saw like, I don't even know who else we saw there. A bunch of different random artists, pretty much, but like giant headliners. And I was like, damn, like I want to do that. I want to like this. I always wanted to make music, but I didn't have the guts to do it at all. And I was like, I want to do that so bad. I want to like, try or, something. And like that outlet just felt right. It just felt like if I can talk to somebody and just, put my experiences into words and make them feel the way I'm feeling, or like show them, that's like what I always wanted to do. And like the social media stuff, I think ties back into, just being full blown, like showing my life, and then showing like the really good sides of it, and then also the terrible just crap, like, especially in the music scene, and being like a super emo artist, and like I feel like it's very expected, but so the strategy is really all over the place. It's all over the place, bro. Like it's networking and meeting people and being like, okay, like we can do something together, or collaboration stuff, and stuff like this, dude. Like literally this is, I think, the most important is connecting with people that are also making stuff and have that drive, and then building stuff together. Because otherwise you're doing it alone, and that's just A, not fun, and B, it's like going to take you 8 more years.
Yes.
So I think connecting with others, reaching out, putting yourself out there, is just so, it's very, what's the word for it, man? I'm blanking on that. It's slept on. Like really is.
Totally.
So I don't see many artists really. I mean, of course I see artists doing interviews and podcasts and like different kinds of content and stuff, but I think they think that those opportunities are also going to like just land in their lap. And it's like sometimes you have to go out, and branch out and be like, hit somebody up and be like, yo, let's do something, And that's how I've done a lot.
I totally think that people, I mean, at least I think artists in LA, it seems to me, kind of underestimate the value of collaboration. And like you said, reaching out to people like, hey, let's do this. Let's, shoot some content. Let's write a song together. Let's, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera,
Not to talk shit on the LA scene and all that crap, because I know I'll get fucking shoot out for that. But like, it's like, I feel like a lot of people, not only here, so it's not only here, but it's like the artist thing. It's like everybody wants to be here. And they want to treat you like you're right here, And it's like, sometimes you got to be like, yo, okay, we're on the same playing field, bro. We're both trying to make it work. And once you get over that hump of being like, I'm the man, they should be like doing shit for me, and they should be like asking me to do this and paying me this and doing that. It's like, bro, you ain't there yet. Read the room a little bit. Which I think is really good for artist growth and personal growth, and just overall like who you are as a person. Not everything has to be transactional either. So just reach out, network.
Absolutely. You mentioned earlier having sold out shows. What goes into that for you? What does that look like in terms of getting people out to a show?
With my shows, I really am going for an experience, and which is, I feel like I haven't done it justice yet. Like the live shows, there's a lot that I have planned to like really create a show and not just a performance. And like, I want you to be involved in this, almost like in a world where you feel like you go to this show and you forget everything else happening, and which is super important right now, super important. Just to highlight that. But like, if you can come to a show and forget about the problems you have, or somebody made you feel some type of way today, or your breakup, or like some family problems, whatever it is, financial problems, like you can come to a show and I can make you forget about that and just enjoy the 30 minutes or an hour that I have to show you something. That's my biggest thing. My biggest thing is always making it sure it's worth it for somebody. Like, because it's worth it for me every damn time. But like, even if I play like crap, I'm like, it's still worth it. Like, that guy had fun. Like, but I think live shows and like marketing that, it's almost like convincing them that it's like something they want to be at, because there's so much happening. There's a bunch of shows you can go to. Tomorrow night I can go to 8 different shows, and I want to support all the artists, but I can't. So it's like kind of showing them like, hey, you should come to this because of this, or I dropped a new song and it's super personal and I want you to hear it live because of this or whatever. And it's like, it depends on the show. Making a lot of like funny meme content for shows lately is like, just kind of like making fun of show promo. Okay. Basically like, doing it, but then also doing it in like a way where I'm making fun of myself. I think like recently we're like doing like a TikTok dance. My manager comes running over. He's like, dude, not like that. Like, get it right. And I'm like, man, I'm just trying to promote the show. Like, all this shit. And it's like, you just, making fun of myself pretty much. And, like, I love doing shows for a reason. I like doing charity shows. I like donating show like money to if I don't care about the ticket sales, I don't care about the money. Like, of course I need money to survive, but if I'm doing a show, like for example, I had a show, I was headlining the Viper Room, and I was supposed to be promoting it while the wildfires were happening. And I was like, dude, I'm not promoting this. Like, I'm not gonna promote a show while people are legitimately losing their lives and like their homes and all sorts of crap. And I'm like, how can I make this beneficial so I can promote it, but beneficial in the sense where it's like I'm doing this because I want to do my part too, like as much as I can. And so I sold that out and then donated all of it to like the wildlife relief centers and like charities. So I like doing stuff like that. I don't care about pocketing money for tickets. I would do every show for free if all promoters and venues allowed that. Like, I would do that because that's like the most fun to me. I want you to be there because you want to be there. I don't want you to feel like you have to be there because you bought a ticket and now you're stuck here. So I think show marketing is just being super personal. Once again, very, very, very personal, and texting people, being like, "Yo, bro, like, come to the show. Like, if you're free, if you're off work or whatever." Like, emailing people, doing interviews and podcasts, doing radio, doing like putting out legitimately. We go around and we put out wheat pastes of flyers, or we go to different venues and we hand out paper flyers. We go and print like 100 paper flyers with a QR code in the bottom and go out and just hand them out. And I'm trying to think what else we do, man. Like, oh, another thing. Go to here's some game. Go to like shows that were just there. Go to tag photos. Go to people that were at that show. DM them and say, "Hey, I'm playing at this venue. I would love to invite you there." There you go. Okay, they've already been there. They know what it's like.
Yeah. So somebody. Okay, so like you're going to an event or a page that has photos from this same venue or whatever, and you see the people that are tagged there. And say, "Oh, hey, I saw you were at Viper Room." Or
check the location, bro. Story tags. Go ahead and say, "All right, there's a show happening at the Viper Room tonight. I'm playing there next Friday. Let's go to the Viper Room location on Instagram. Go to the story tags. See everybody posting there tonight. Shoot them the flyer. Be like, hey, a week from now, I'm playing at the same exact spot.
You know where it is. You know how to get there.
Yeah. Make it personal though. Don't make it like some promo like, hey, I know you'd have no idea who I am, and here I am in your DMs, but like, make it be like, yo, I saw you were at this show. I would love to have you there because I feel like you'd like this style of music if you like the show you're at right now, And, dude, another thing is like colleges. You go and play a town, and they have a big college there. Go to the college page, go to the followers of the college, DM the flyer, all the students. Go ahead, Like it's just like it's locational. It's all. They all want something to do. Everybody wants to feel like they need to be somewhere because they got invited by somebody. And feeling important is a big thing. So like if you were invited by an artist that you maybe never heard of, but it seems like, they're kind of doing something or whatever, or they're interesting, and they DM you a flyer and you have nothing else going on that night, there you go. one extra head in the building. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
There's a bunch people could do like that
in
terms of marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think people, even just the personal text, I feel like goes a long way for me personally. And I feel like people get scared of bothering people. They don't want to annoy their friends or whatever. And my thing is always like, if they were really your friends, first of all, they will be down to support you. And they already know what you're doing. And so they should be wanting to be there, and because it's important to you. So if it's important to you and they don't give a shit, then are they really your friends?
Exactly, bro. It's like you devote your life to something.
Like if they're that annoyed because you invited them to a show, like is that really your friend?
Exactly that, bro.
Probably not.
It's like show out for people that are showing out for you. And if you care about what they care about, bro, show them that. I don't know where along the line it became like cool to like not care or like to like not like support other people, and but that's not cool. It's not cool. Like I agree.
And so I feel like as artists we can't we put our lives, we put our time into this, so we can't be afraid to shout it from the mountaintops, let people know like, hey, this is what I have going on. I would love for you to come through and be a part of it.
Right, dude. It's literally that, like just putting yourself out there once again. Like, not to reference like another interview in this shit, but like Tyler the Creator said, bro, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like where he's like, you put a song out and you post it once. And you're like, that's it. And you just like cried your eyes out on a record, right? And you're like, yo, here's what's been happening in my life for the last year in a 2-minute section. And you spent hours and hours and hours getting it to sound how you want it to sound, writing the lyrics and doing all that, maybe paying for studio time. And you post it one time. One time. And you expect people to like gravitate towards that. And it's like, maybe if you're like, Giant or somebody that can do that, but we ain't at that level yet. We wouldn't be having that conversation if you were. So it's like, that's something I had to check myself on too, though. Is like being like, okay, I made a song, let me go and force it down their ears 100 times. It's like, it sucks, but that's what you gotta do.
Right. Really good. And when we think, because we posted it one time, everybody saw it. But it's like, nah, people, even like sometimes like I might be at work and I might have an intention to listen to something, or it might be a friend's, like they're promoting their new music and I want to check it out, but I'm not in a position at that moment to check it out. And then so I, scroll past or whatever, and I intend to look later, but then maybe I forget and I don't. So it's like giving people those reminders because, and like I said, we think people saw it the first time, but most of the time people didn't see it.
They're like, yo,
I mean? Like, nobody saw it. You kind of operate under the assumption that nobody saw it that first time.
Exactly.
And just keep.
That's how I kind of think about stuff when I post it. I'm like, okay, nobody saw this. So let me go ahead and just throw it down their throat one more time. Like, like here's this again.
I've had songs months later where people go, oh man, this new song is fire, bro. And I'm like, it's just been out for months. You know what I mean?
Bro.
But they just saw it that time. And so you never know when you're gonna catch somebody.
Exactly, dude. Like I think which is a big thing when people are like, yo, I need to be making content all the time. It's like, no, go back and find stuff you made, or find old songs and just go ahead and make new things that relate to that. Like the whole shelf life of songs is like it's giant now. Like shelf life into a sense where trends will they go and they come, but like if a song is something you really like, if whether you made it 3 years ago or not, somebody today is be like, that's a brand new song to me. I think I had a friend like the other week, I posted a old music video clip from like 3 years ago, and he was like, dude, this is like one of my favorite songs you've ever made. He's like, when is this coming out? I was like, dude, it's been out for 3 years, bro. Like, like my bad. I didn't let you know. I didn't let you know enough. And you're exactly right, dude. Not everybody sees everything, and like, it's crazy.
No, you were talking about the old songs. That's something I kind of had to remind myself of recently, and that's something I've been thinking about, is that I need to start doing again, is promoting old songs, quote unquote old songs.
To you, it's old.
Exactly. But other people may not have seen it, and you get new followers every week, every day, and they don't know about that other shit that you had before. So it's like, definitely promote, especially if you like it and you fuck with it, and like the songs that did resonate with people and that do resonate with people, like keep promoting them, keep sharing them.
Literally, dude. Or maybe you'll spark like somebody that used to listen to it too. And I'd be like, oh shit, I forgot I love that song.
Yeah.
You know, and they're back on it. So
yeah,
it's just staying consistent and reminding yourself like, okay, let's just keep it ball rolling.
Yeah, exactly. And we've heard of songs that popped off years later after, you know, they were released.
Yeah.
And then they pop off.
Giant.
Sometimes it's like TikTok, sometimes it's, you know, there's different reasons why, but sometimes songs pop off years after the fact.
Yep.
So, you know, just keep plugging at
exactly,
it.
Dude.
You know?
Exactly.
How did you link up with your manager?
Oh man, that's a story. So I was working at a car dealership in Florida.
Okay.
I was 18. Yeah, I was 18, and I'm like, I texted my friend Aaron, and I was like, dude, I want to try music so bad. Like I want to do it. I'm so terrified, but like, it's like back then, dude, I was so damn scared of putting myself out there and people being like, what the hell is this? Like, this guy thinks he's like something, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, crap, I don't want that to happen. Which is super lucky that didn't happen. But like, it does, you know, kind of. But like, he was like, dude, just try it, you know, see what happens. Put yourself out there. If it doesn't work out or you don't like it, you tried, you know? Yep. So I was like, all right, bet, I'm gonna try. So I went home, researched how to like, you know, record my own music, how to record my voice, and learned FL Studio and learned all that, and then bought like really cheap equipment, like $20 microphone, like a $10 interface off Amazon, and had like a broken down laptop. And I'm standing in the closet, literally in the closet, recording this like 3-song EP I put on SoundCloud. Terrible mixing, terrible audio, nothing is balanced at all. My manager found it on SoundCloud a day later after I posted it, and he was like, dude, he's like, I just found this. He hit me up on Instagram. He's like, I just found this, and I love what you're doing. I'm out here in Los Angeles. I've been working like the music scene for the last like 10 years. Been booking like tours, and I work with like da. And he's like, you should come visit me. Like, come like hang out. He's like, I want to like push this. And I was like, all right, bet. So from that point forward, like 6 months go on, and me and him are just talking every day, you know, hopping on the phone, talking, figuring out how to do promotions, stuff like that. And I'm dropping music, and things are slowly climbing, and slowly like starting to feel like it's gonna be like a hobby, you know. And he's like, okay, come to LA. I booked you a show. You're gonna fly here, do the show that night, and then stay here for like 2 days and then leave. So, all right, bet. So I come out here. I play Los Globos.
Okay, yeah.
And that show is the second show I ever did. So I did one show in Florida in this really small town at like a dive bar, and there was like 20 people there. And then I came out here and I did that, and that was like, you know, like 50 people, and I'm like, okay, like, you know, this is cool. I'm in Los Angeles, like I've never been here before, like, you know, it's dope. And then I go back home, and he's like, man, he's like, I feel like I really need you out here, like to do this. And I'm like, all right, like, and this is also before TikTok too. TikTok didn't exist yet, which is funny. But well, it did, but like it wasn't TikTok. Right. And I was like, all right, you know, I'll think about it, because like I'm 18 or I'm 19 and I'm still living at home, and you know, living in Florida. And I was born in New York, but I lived in Florida for most of my life. And that's like all I ever knew was you know, that small little town is like 30,000 people or something like that. And I'm like, all right, like, y'all think about it. And then I move out here, move into his spare bedroom, and started doing shows. Like, actually my homie Aaron lived with us too, and like he does photography and videography, so he was like capturing all of it. Oh, nice. And so there's like, you know, photos and videos from like the first shows and the first days of me ever being here. And like, that's just that whole time period is so like just nailed into my brain so much, because of just how like crazy it was, like experiencing all of it so fast, and then moving across the country and like that, and then like, you know, just being able to go from like, I want to do this, and then starting shows, and then living in Los Angeles and putting music out, and people actually care. And it's like, what the hell is going on, dude? You know, so it's been like a weird mental trip. But if, you know, me and my manager, it's just, we've been working on this stuff for 6 years, man. It's been like, we just do everything together. He's like my older brother now. Feels like I can, like, you know, if I have nobody, I have him pretty much. So like, if it wasn't for him, dude, it'd be a lot different, I think. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's so crazy how, you know, he just found your your stuff on
such,
SoundCloud.
like, in my opinion, like it was like songs that like I didn't know what the hell I was doing yet at all, you know? So I'm like so surprised still to this day that he found those and was like, yo, let's do that.
That's cool. I mean, he heard the potential. You know what I mean? He heard, you know, kind of the diamond in the rough. If you will.
Yeah. Super grateful. Super grateful.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, the faith to just pick up and move across the country just on, you know, his word.
Yeah.
You know, or just
changed my entire life around. Yeah.
Come through. You know, but I mean, that's I think what it is to be an artist is to, you know, kind of leave, you know, what you know behind and go to where it makes sense to be, to kind of develop and grow the craft. Yeah. And I know a lot of people, you know, make that move. And you know, I'm from North Carolina, so I, you know, did the same
East
thing.
Coast,
Didn't
bro.
really, exactly. You know, just you know, kind of picked up and you know, came out here, and then, like I said, a lot of us did that. Yeah, talk about just kind of leaving the East Coast, leaving kind of everything you knew behind, and just coming over here.
Yeah. And it's like if you've never experienced that, you don't know what it's like. Yeah, like it's as simple as that. Like you don't know what it's like to move 3,000 miles away and then, you know, leave everything you've known, sacrifice a lot of shit. You know, like time with family, time with like your parents. Like my parents are both older, bro. Like I'm the youngest of the family. My mom had me when she was like 45. So, you know, now they're getting close to like 70. And I am across the damn country doing some shit because I wanted to. You know, and it's like, so those sacrifices, those things are like the motivator for me, you know, being like, yo, like you doing this to show them like it was worth it, you know. Right. So I think, you know, if you haven't experienced that, you're just not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Like you can be local, that's super cool. I love it. Yeah. But like, man, to really sacrifice a lot just to do something that odds are, and realistically, the odds are against you. Right. You know? You gotta want it so bad. Yeah. So fucking bad. Yeah. Like it has to be the number one thing on your list. Like even like your health is underneath that. Like for me, that's how it was. Like it's like I don't care if I can't survive. I don't care if I can't eat for a day. I don't care if I am sleeping on the floor legitimately of, you know, whoever's house. If I'm here and I'm doing this, I'm not gonna regret it when I'm 70. You know, because I tried. So yeah, dude, it's crazy.
I'm the same way. You know, my thing is I don't want to look back when I'm 70 and be like, damn, if only I would have, you know, gone a little bit harder at this. If only I would have, you know. And I do think that, you know, sometimes people do lose sight of that, and they do forget that. They might make that move and, you know, come out here, but then when they get out here, I feel like it's easy to kind of get complacent, and it's easy to kind of, you might get a corporate job, you might get a 9-to-5 to kind of make ends meet, but then, you know, it's like you get complacent, you get off work, you don't feel like doing the music, you don't, you know. And so I see it all the time. You know, people can kind of lose sight, but it's important, I kind of think, you know, remember why you're here. Exactly. Because people ask me all the time, you know, because I have a 9-to-5 and I, you know, but I still get a lot of music done. I'm doing the podcast, I'm doing shows, I'm hosting showcases, and then people are like, yo, how did you have the energy to do all that? It's kind of like what you said. It's like, I remember why the fuck I'm here.
Yeah. You Otherwise, you're like, okay, I can go live anywhere else for a lot cheaper. Yeah. You know?
1,000%.
So it's like, you know, we came here for a reason, and we gotta remember, like, there's other things going on. Like, you gotta just bust your ass, bro. Like, you gotta just fucking do it. You don't want to, but you gotta do it. Yeah. And that goes for all of it. Yeah. Music, the marketing, the fucking shows, the interactions and networking, and the 9-to-5s too. Like, you feel the same type of way. You know, I don't want to do this, but I got to. Yeah. And yeah, dude, it's self-discipline is huge.
It is huge. Yeah, and speaking of, you were talking about busting your ass. Talk about the Running on Empty song.
Yeah, all right.
Because even that title, I feel like is something that I can relate to as an artist. I know a lot of artists can relate to.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. That song, I actually wrote that song 2 years ago, and I just took me a while to like get it out. Different reasons, but like, long story short, that song is basically about, like, you know, you're trying everything and you feel like, you know, like you're just kind of running out of gas, bro. Like, you're just, you know, getting like exhausted, you know. And that song is about relationships too, but it's most part it's about life. But I like to word a lot of my songs like it's talking to somebody, you know, like it might sound like I'm talking about a breakup, but realistically I'm talking about like my life and like how I feel about like the world and like, you know, that kind of stuff. So that song is just very very personal, very it's like one of those transitional songs, like where it shows like the changes I was going through. You know, that kind of came out in that song for me, because I had recorded that song after moving back here, and it was like me talking about just how much the process of moving and, you know, chasing this stuff and then feeling like, you know, I could be there for my parents, my family, or I'm missing things, you know? And it's like those sacrifices do eat at you as a person. Like, you know, at least for me, it really does get to me. So if it can really wear you out if you really focus on that. So that song's about that. Yeah.
So, you know, we're talking about running on empty. We talked, you know, a little bit about kind of some of what you do when you are running on empty and kind of remembering why you're here. And that's one of the things that helps you kind of get through that.
Yeah.
Are there any other things that you do to kind of help when you're running on empty?
I mean, like, you know, definitely the family stuff is huge. Like being far away is huge. Knowing that I sacrifice so much is huge. But overall, it all comes back down to like, what else would I rather be doing? You know, what, like if I could choose anything, what would I want to be doing? And it's like, okay, it all comes back to like helping people. That's my utmost thing. Like if I wasn't doing music, I'd possibly be like a therapist or something. I don't know if I could handle that, but like, you know, like at this rate, I don't know if I can handle that, but, like, you know, something that helps people know they're not crazy. They're not alone. You're not, you know, you're not weird for having anxiety or depression or feeling some type of way or like whatever you're going through in life. Like, I don't want you to feel like that's something you can't overcome. So a lot of my music is me pinpointing the fact that like, yo, I know a lot of us, you know, don't really want to be here, especially in certain moments, you know, where you could feel like you're at the worst part of your damn life and you feel like that's it. You're in that moment and it's like, yo, this is make or break. I want to be the person that tells them, I've been there. I get it. You're not crazy. Stick around. Start over tomorrow. You know, do it again tomorrow. Just start over, fresh start. Like, you know, put that shit in the past and just don't full stop. You know what I mean? Because the big thing with me is mental health, bro. Like I'm so damn like, it's like I'll go on for hours talking about that, about how important it is, how overlooked it is, how many different situations people could be in where it's so easy to not understand it because you've never been there. But it's not hard to be there for them either. You know, like if somebody's like, it applies to everything in life too. But for me, mental health, like on my arm, I have Stay Alive. Like it's my first tattoo I ever got. And like is a big thing where if I'm telling somebody something, I want it to be worth it. I want you to know that like what I'm telling you, I'm not just saying because I want to say it and I like the sound of my voice. You know, I'm saying it because like I'm like, dude, I want to be like that person to give you that. You know, because like for me that was like Kid Cudi. Like for me it was like that. That was the first artist for me to listen to and be like, holy shit, this guy is talking about my life, like, and the feelings that I have, and like feeling like, you know, like the world's against you, or like feeling like, you know, you're so sad all the time, you don't know how to do it, and like all that kind of shit, right? And that, as a, you know, an early teenager, hearing that and being like, oh shit, I'm not mentally insane. I'm a normal person. You know, I just need help. I just need like to talk to somebody, or I need medication, or I need whatever. You know, I want to be that for somebody.
That's what's up, man. How can people connect with you?
You can follow me on Instagram at GNRR. They deleted my old page at Goner, so don't look for that one. YouTube is Goner as well. Just Goner, sorry, not as well, but just Goner. And then like Spotify, Apple Music, all the same thing. Facebook, Goner. But yeah, dude, just come to a show too. If you're in Los Angeles, or you follow me on Instagram and you see a flyer that's near you or in your town, pull up, say hi, say what's up. Let's, you know, don't be afraid of me. I don't bite. So
awesome. Goner, thank you so much for joining me, man.
Thank you, dude.
I appreciate you, dude. Of course, man. Great conversation, man.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. Appreciate you.
Thank you for watching They're Good at That Shit. If you enjoy what you heard, definitely like and subscribe. Also, leave us a comment if there was something that particularly resonated with you. And if there's a friend or a family member maybe who you can think of that would particularly get something out of this episode, go ahead and send it to them. We'll catch you next time, all right?